Well, hello, and welcome to the Daily Journal once more. This week, obviously, it's gearing up for the end of the election. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to Tuesday and having all of that over with. A little bit of late mailings going out, some of the things. I just got back from Shots this morning, and somebody had handed me what they thought was an interesting mailing from 1st District Supervisor Mike Delbar, who's running against Kerry Brown. And I should say that we have endorsed Kerry Brown in this race. But Michael's got a "We are your elected officials and we urge you to re-elect Mike Delbar" letter out. And your elected officials, except for Jim Wattenberg, who is endorsing him, and Doug Crane, mayor of Ukiah, none of whom are 1st District people. But you have a lot of former supervisors, former Sheriff Kevin Broyne, who was never an elected official. You have some former sheriffs, and so it's a little bit, we are your elected officials line is a little much, but he also has a mailer out basically trying to take complete credit for Measure B, which, having been a big part of the Measure B campaign, I really take offense to. He claims to have written Measure B, and he claims basically to have solely gotten it on the June ballot, which I think is very much an exaggeration. As I recall it, he came to the first Measure B meeting and we never saw him again. Kerry Brown, on the other hand, got us the Farm Bureau room to meet in on a regular basis. She was a very regular participant in the Measure B meetings. He also has quoting Kerry as saying that she wants to work cooperatively with growers, and he quotes a Ukiah Daily Journal October 11th article in which she never says that. So I was a little concerned about this mailer as well that went out. But that's the election stuff going on right now. But we'll go and talk to Rob and Zach out here about some of the things they're looking at this week. Rob? Hi. Tell us a little bit about, I know at the supervisor meeting this week there was a sort of a bombshell for the employees there.
Well, they already had this year their premiums raised on their health insurance, and they also had to take on a larger percentage of the cost, total cost, because the county had been paying for 81% before, and this year they reduced it to 75%, and then the county employees had to pick up the rest. And then this next year they're going to get a 16% increase on top of that to build a reserve fund for the program there. So
is that to build a reserve for that retirement health care that they know they've got hundreds of millions of dollars to worry about?
I don't know if the two are connected, but I do know that they wanted to build a reserve because they talked about some large claims that they had on the county's health, because they said they had 13 or something last year, and they said that's kind of high, and this year they only have 4, but they said it's like cyclical or something. So they said they wanted to prepare ahead of that, and the union seemed to be okay with it because it looked like they'd been talking about this for a while here.
So the 16% starts when?
January 1st,
on January
next year.
1st. And is that for the employee or for the family portion?
I think it's for the employee.
The individual employee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else at that meeting this week?
They also, Caltrans tried to give away the section of Talmadge Road, Route 222, but the county rejected it. But at the same time, they were telling them about this bridge that they were going to build for them. They're like, "Thank you for the bridge, but you can keep the road. Thank you very much."
This whole time, I keep seeing these bridges.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks to bridges and no thanks to bridges.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll get a new bridge across Talmadge.
Yeah, it should start next year. They're going to start construction. The construction will be May through October, I believe, March through October, and it should take 2 years to complete. But the Caltrans is still maintaining control of the road for now.
So the bridge, will it be closed for 2 years?
They said it will be a one-way traffic control, and they said during peak times it'll be a 15-minute delay during those times, so that should be fun. So
that bridge is after. That bridge comes after the shopping mall there.
I believe so.
Yeah. So people coming off the highway, the shopping mall, if you're on the city side of the bridge, you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, it's just if
but
you're
the
trying to
people
cross over
trying to
to
get
Talmadge.
into Talmadge or over
Yeah.
to Old River Road
Yeah.
will have some wait time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anything happening in the local elections at this point?
We've heard a couple of things about where people are going to have their parties. I know that Estelle's going to have hers at the Veterans Hall, and the Saturday Afternoon Club, I believe, is going to be for the Democrats.
For the Democrats.
Total. I haven't heard about anyone else's, but those are the two that I know of for sure. So.
Alrighty. Let's talk to Zach for a minute. Zach Sinek, our police and cops reporter, but also agriculture and environment. And you were at an interesting meeting this week.
Yeah, some groups in the county that promote tourism commissioned a study of the travel business here in the county, and they found out one of the top things was that people really like it here, and what people are doing to promote tourism here is actually pretty effective, but it can be better. And one of the most interesting things is that people get here, they like it, but they're not finding more of what they like, even though it's here. Like the top response of what the most desired new product or activity would be dining on locally grown food, and that's 72% to like 80% of people said that.
We'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, more of that when they get here. They also talked about solutions. That can start pretty quickly, just training employees to tell people where stuff's at.
Yeah.
Because, people at the front desk, they're working and they're busy and, they don't have time to get out to the good stuff, where do they eat? Denny's probably, so yeah.
They go for the familiar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the other things in this study that I heard about there was some conversation this morning at Shots about it, was that while people who come here love what they see, the people who live here tend to be kind of down on it.
Right.
That we don't talk it up as residents the way one would think if we have this great tourist spot.
Yeah, that's an interesting point that came up after the presentation that day. I guess this company that did it, they're in North Carolina. So, they say that back there, one of the guys involved with the study, he just said, look, people back there think all the old cars and trailers that are parked all over the countryside look just horrible. But, people traveling back east, say from California, for example, they don't care. It's just part of the scenery. And that was brought up at the meeting in regards to, some of the, maybe the homeless or what, stuff around here. And, they were just like, people traveling through don't care. It's there. It's part of it.
One of the things at Shots this morning, someone was saying that the new slogan will be water, wine, and wilderness. Was that what they're suggesting?
Right. Yeah. It says Mendocino County, where Pacific Coastal Villages, the Great Redwood Forest, and America's greenest wine region beckon you to come escape to a slower pace.
Yeah, so they're thinking water, wine, and wilderness. And of course, the first wag has to say, well, we'll have to add weed to the end of that, which everybody will. So I don't know, the W's may not be the slogans you want. But that's what we're doing here at the Daily Journal. And of course, Tuesday night will be election night, and we'll be here helping to cover that. And who knows, some of the polls reopened in the area, so maybe some of the voting will come in quickly. But as we've learned with so much of the mail-in voting, that we can't count on having results on Tuesday night. But we'll be here, and we'll be letting our readers know what we know at that point. So thank you very much for coming to see us here at the Daily Journal.